Have you ever had a quiet moment, perhaps early in the morning or late at night, when a troubling thought slowly enters your mind? You begin wondering about the future. About your health. About your children. About whether you will still be strong enough, independent enough, needed enough. These thoughts often arrive silently. But they can sit heavily on the heart. You see, after the age of 60, peace becomes more valuable than almost anything else. More valuable than possessions. More valuable than being right. Even more valuable than being busy. And yet many people unknowingly carry habits that slowly steal that peace away. Not dramatic mistakes. Not terrible decisions. Just small patterns of thinking and living, repeated over time. But here's the good news. The moment you recognize these habits, you can release them. And when you do, something remarkable happens. Your days feel lighter. Your mind becomes quieter. And life begins to feel gentler again. In this video, we will talk about 7 common things that quietly destroy peace after 60, and how letting them go can help you live the years ahead with greater calm, dignity, and quiet happiness. Let's begin with the first one. 1. Holding on to unnecessary worries. Worry has a strange way of following us into older age. You might find yourself worrying about your children's careers, your savings, the state of the world, or problems that may never actually happen. But the truth is simple. After 60, worry rarely solves anything. It only drains energy that your mind and body deserve to keep. Let me tell you about a man named Harold. Harold was 72. A kind man. Thoughtful. Responsible. But every night he would lie awake thinking about his son's job situation, his grandchildren's future, even news he heard on television. One evening his daughter gently said something that surprised him. "Dad, the best thing you can give us now is not worry. It's your peace." That moment stayed with him. Slowly, Harold began letting go of problems that were never truly his to carry. And something changed. He slept better. He smiled more. He felt lighter. Because wisdom in later life is not about controlling everything. It's about recognizing what no longer belongs on your shoulders. That's real freedom. 2. Arguing just to prove you're right. There is another habit many people develop with age. The desire to prove a point. Perhaps during conversations about politics, family choices, or how things should be done. After all, you've lived a long life. You have experience. You have perspective. But here is what most people don't realize. Winning an argument rarely brings peace. Often, it creates quiet distance. Let me share a story about Lorraine, a woman in her late 60s. Lorraine loved her daughter deeply. But they often disagreed about how her daughter was raising the grandchildren. Every visit seemed to end in a debate. One day Lorraine paused and asked herself a simple question. Do I want to be right, or do I want to stay close to my daughter? That realization changed everything. She began listening more. Speaking less. Choosing kindness over correction. And something beautiful happened. The tension disappeared. Their laughter returned. You see, sometimes silence protects love better than words ever could. Being right can satisfy the mind. But being gentle protects the heart. If these thoughts resonate with you, take a quiet moment and comment number 1 below. It simply lets me know you're here, reflecting along with me. Now let's continue, because the next lesson touches something very close to the heart of many parents. As we grow older, one truth becomes very clear. Our relationships matter more than anything else. Family. Friends. Neighbors. The small circle of people who share our lives. But sometimes, without realizing it, we carry habits inside these relationships that quietly drain our strength. Habits that begin with love, but slowly become heavy burdens. Let's talk about the next one. 3. Living only for your children. For many parents, life has always revolved around their children. Working hard. Sacrificing time. Solving problems. Putting their needs first. For decades, that role feels natural. But after 60, something important changes. Your children are adults now. They must build their own lives, make their own mistakes, discover their own strength. Yet many parents continue trying to carry responsibilities that no longer belong to them. And over time, this can lead to exhaustion. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank was 70 years old. A devoted father. Every weekend he rushed across town to help his son with errands, repairs, and childcare. He loved doing it. But slowly he realized something. He had stopped living his own life. He had given up gardening, stopped seeing old friends, rarely took time for himself. One afternoon a friend gently asked him a question. "Frank, when was the last time you did something just for you?" He couldn't remember. That moment opened his eyes. Frank still loves his children. He still helps when needed. But now he protects his own time too. He gardens again. He takes morning walks. He feels like himself again. You see, loving your children does not mean disappearing from your own life. Your happiness matters too. That's dignity. 4. Sharing personal matters with everyone. Another habit that quietly disturbs peace is sharing too much with the wrong people. As we age, our social circles sometimes become smaller. And when someone listens kindly, it can feel comforting to talk about personal struggles, health concerns, family disagreements, financial worries. But here's the truth. Not everyone who listens truly cares. Some people carry your words into other conversations. And suddenly, private matters become public stories. A woman named Margaret learned this lesson the hard way. At 75, she trusted a neighbor with details about family disagreements. Within weeks, several other people seemed to know about it. Margaret felt embarrassed, even betrayed. From that day forward, she became more thoughtful about what she shared, and with whom. Her circle became smaller. But her peace grew stronger. Because privacy is not secrecy. It's protection. It's a quiet boundary that guards your dignity. If this idea resonates with you, comment number 4 below. It simply shows that this wisdom speaks to you. Now there's another lesson, one that surprises many people. Because it involves something that seems good on the surface. Helping others. But sometimes, even kindness needs boundaries. As life moves into its later chapters, one thing becomes increasingly precious. Your energy. Not just physical energy, but emotional energy. The quiet strength that allows you to enjoy your days, stay calm, and remain independent. But certain habits slowly drain that strength without us noticing. Let's talk about them. 5. Helping others at the cost of your own peace. Helping others is a beautiful part of being human. Many older adults spend years supporting neighbors, family members, and friends. But sometimes kindness becomes obligation. Babysitting every weekend. Lending money repeatedly. Fixing problems that others could solve themselves. Over time, this generosity can turn into exhaustion. Henry, a 74-year-old retired mechanic, once told a story that illustrates this perfectly. Neighbors constantly asked him to repair things, broken fences, leaking faucets, car troubles. Henry always said yes. Until one winter when he became ill. For weeks he stayed home recovering. And something surprised him. Almost no one came to check on him. That realization changed how he viewed his kindness. Today Henry still helps others. But only when his heart feels light about it. He says, not today, when he needs rest. That's not selfishness. That's balance. That's self-respect. 6. Comparing your life to others. Comparison can quietly steal happiness at any age. But after 60, it often becomes more painful. You may notice someone traveling more, someone healthier, someone whose family visits more often. But appearances rarely reveal the full story. A woman named Helen once believed her sister had the perfect life. A large family, constant visitors, endless celebrations. One evening her sister admitted something surprising. "I envy your peace," she said. Helen realized something profound in that moment. Every life carries unseen struggles. Comparison hides the blessings already present in your own life. Gratitude reveals them. That's quiet wisdom. 7. Ignoring your own happiness. Finally, perhaps the most important lesson. Many seniors slowly stop doing the things that once brought them joy. Painting. Walking in nature. Reading. Learning something new. Some begin to think, "At my age, what's the point?" But let me tell you something important. Joy has no age limit. A man named Walter rediscovered this truth at 80. He had loved playing the piano in his younger years but stopped decades earlier. One day he sat down at an old keyboard again. His hands were slower now. The music wasn't perfect. But when he finished playing, he smiled like a young man. Because joy doesn't demand perfection. It only asks for participation. That's life. The years after 60 are not a waiting room. They are a new chapter. A chapter where wisdom replaces urgency. Where peace becomes more valuable than proving anything. Let go of unnecessary worries. Release arguments that don't matter. Protect your privacy. Guard your energy. And make space for the small joys that keep your spirit alive. Because aging is not decline. It is refinement. Like a sturdy cane that supports each step, these lessons support the soul. That's quiet strength. That's independence. That's living well. If this message spoke to you, feel free to share one lesson that resonated most in the comments below. And if you found this reflection helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful content for those who value wisdom, dignity, and peaceful living. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.